What's up, everybody? Grumpy Old Bear here. Today we're talking about Raid Shadow Legends. Download it for free today. We're also going to be talking about the main subject of today, which is Clan Boss. And I had a clanmate ask me about Clan Boss and maybe doing a video so I can show some information on tools that I use personally, and then like a setup, that kind of deal. So today I'm going to talk about my Nightmare team. It's a team that, if you look up what kind of ratio it would be a 1-for-1, meaning that, you know, clan boss goes, then I go, or vice versa. You go first, then the clan boss goes. However you wanted to do it. Excuse me. There's different ways to go about it. So I'm gonna pull up some tools that I personally use to get my clan boss going, to get my Ultra Nightmare team going, especially because it's an unkillable team and it had to be tuned to a specific speed. So when you're dealing with clan boss, you have several factors to think about. One being what kind of champions you're going to bring in, what kind of debuffs do they bring to the table, and who's going to help you survive longer, so that you can get more damage from your team. Things like masteries, gear, the right champions, the right order they go in. You don't want your decrease attack person hitting the or putting decrease attack on the clan boss after he's done his A2 and A3. And the reason for that is that the A1 on the clan boss, the one where he comes in and stuns one guy, that's based off the enemy max HP. So the clan boss will look for a champion that has really high HP but low defense, so that he can one shot or bring that health down really low on that one particular champion. So today we're going to talk about a little bit about that and clan boss. So hope you guys enjoy. So first, I want to give a shout out to a couple people I'm going to be referencing today. Number one on my list is Hell Hades. Thank you, Hell Hades, for being the creator that you are. So guys, if you're watching me, I really appreciate it. I want to be referencing hellhades.com. He's the content creator that I followed, as I was going through this game, because he always knew what kind of stuff to do, and how to build champions. He has a really great understanding of that. He's probably one of the best content creators in the community. No disrespect to anybody else, but Hell Hades is my favorite. So guys, again, if you're watching me, I really appreciate it. But check out hellhades.com. It has a lot of good information. Second one I want to mention is Deadwood Jedi. Deadwood Jedi has been huge in the community with his speed tune calculator, speed tunes for unkillable teams and all the different kind of clan boss teams. The guy is a master at it. He works real closely with community members, and they help build these teams, and he puts them on his site. So I'm going to go over a couple of those sites, so that you guys can see if you don't know about it already. Okay, so give me 1 second while I pull that up. So first thing to talk about when we're talking about clan boss is that is that what kind of stats do you need coming in to clan boss? Okay, so this is on hellhades.com, and it's like 10 mid game tips that you need to know in Raid Shadow Legends, and it's right here. It's a breakdown of the important stats that the clan boss has. So first thing I want to talk about is speed. So if you look at Ultra Nightmare on down, you see that the clan boss starting with Ultra Nightmare has a speed of 190. Okay, so if you want your team to go first, you need to have all your champions be at 191 or higher in order for them to go before the clan boss does. Second big one is accuracy at 220. So you need at least 220 accuracy to consistently land your debuffs on the clan boss, like decrease attack, decrease defense and weaken, poisons, HP burn, that kind of thing. You need at least 220 accuracy. And defense, he recommends about 3,500 defense for your teams to be able to take those kind of hits, especially once the clan boss gathers his force, or whatever you want to call it, and every 10 turns that he takes, he does more damage. So if you look at the numbers here, like if you're just starting the game, you're hitting the easy clan boss. If your characters have above 90 speed, you're doing well. If they have above 20 accuracy, you're doing well. And if they have above 1800 defense, you're doing well. You can easily one key Nightmare with that kind of build. I'm sorry, easy with that kind of build. So, and normal is 120, 50, 20, 100. Hard is 140, 70, and 2400. Brutal is 160, 140, 2700. Nightmare is 170, 170, and 3000. And Ultra Nightmare is 190, 220, and 3500. So again, looking at this, it's important to know what kind of stats you bring to the table, and it helps you target the kind of clan boss that you want to get. What kind of clan boss hit and trophy, that kind of deal you're gonna be able to get yourself. Um, so that being said, I'll take you to Deadwood Jedi site, and here he has a bunch of speed tunes. He shows you, he breaks down what kind of speeds you're talking about. That way you can get your team going in the right order, and what speed they need to be at per whichever clan boss difficulty you choose. He also has champion specifics, and these are like for unkillables, usually for unkillable tunes like Roscoe Tower, Sir Nicholas, Warcaster, Maneater, Krisk, Valkyrie, Marshall, and Seeker. All these are usually part of some kind of unkillable team. If you don't have any of these champions, or let's say you only have one, let's say you have one Maneater. Well, if you have a Painkeeper, she's a rare uh, boy champion. Uh, she also does a cooldown reduction, not a reset, but a reduction. So pairing her with Maneater, you can do what they call a budget unkillable team. And that's just something to think about. Your standard 1-to-1 ratio, which I'm going to be talking about today. Um, he breaks it down, and it gives you, you know, videos on how to do it, the builds, that kind of deal, all kinds of different information here, and to look at the composition of the team and what kind of speeds they use. He breaks that down, gives you information about it. You know, like let's say you chose Nightmare, like I'm doing today. This is like he also shows you how to use his speed tune calculator, which is fantastic. Um, he gives you a description about it, gives you a video on how to use it, that kind of information on what you're looking at here. So, I didn't put this team in. This is just what came up when I clicked this tool. He's using Skull Crusher for the counter, Tyrell for decreased attack, decreased defense, Frozen Banshee for the poisoner. She's one of the best at it. Uh, Narzana probably for her ally protect and decrease attack, and Bulwark, who has a chance to extend debuffs when he's hit. Um, you can see here how, you know, zero turn, they're all doing these skills. Okay, turn one, now they have shield, ally protect on, and the clan boss goes. Turn three, or turn two, I'm sorry, shield still on, ally protect still on, Skull Crusher does his unkillable, and the counter. And then the clan boss will stun, and then back again, and then back again, and then back again. So he breaks it down what your team is going to be doing, then when the clan boss goes, and what move he does. And you can see, like, if your build would fall apart in a certain turn, or if it's good like this one is all the way throughout. And he goes over the speeds that he has his people at, so you can kind of get a basic idea on what's happening. Turn 49 is the last time this team will, or when this team will die out, because at turn 50 the clan boss ignores unkillable, and he'll pretty much wreck anybody at that point, unless your team is built to withstand those big huge hits. In gamers like a Hell Hades, I'm sure Deadwood Jedi have those teams that can go beyond turn 50, but most of us don't on Ultra Nightmare. So turn 50 is usually where we get to. So that's some of the tools that I use, guys. Again, hellhades.com. Mad props to Hell Hades, mad props to Deadwood Jedi for putting these kind of sites together for us, the community, to take a look at. And so I'll go ahead and get back into Raid and show you my build and what I'm going to be using. So hope you guys enjoy. And let me transition. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so we're back in Raid, and again, I'm going to show you my build real quick. So for my Nightmare team, and just to show you what kind of damage these guys can do in Nightmare, I usually do a 1 key anywhere between 40 to 45 million. This was an exceptional turn I had this morning. I'm just going to show you like the breakdown of how it works, so you can see the damage this team can do. It's not really affinity friendly, as you can see. So if your clan's doing breaking the Nightmare clan boss down, you want to try to get in either Magic, Force, or Void for this team to be relevant. So I will show you their builds real quick. So For me, I'm using Alton as my lead. Okay, this is what his stats are. We got 4,300 defense, 178 speed. So if you remember, the Nightmare Clan boss has a speed of 170. So I want my team to go first and go for 1-to-1. So my team goes, and then the clan boss would go. So all 10s at 178, 88% crit rate, 233% crit damage with 288 accuracy. Again, for Nightmare, you're looking at around 200 accuracy or so. Um, but if you can get more accuracy, get more accuracy. The more accuracy you have, the better. Excuse me. So that's my Altan. The reason why I have Altan in the lead is because of his aura, increased allied defense in all battles by 33%. And that's what Altan brings. The second champ I have in my rotation is Vizier. Now, this is my Vizier build. 3,400 defense, so almost at that 3,500 recommendation. 181 speed, 75% crit rate, 177% crit damage, and 224 accuracy. And the reason why he's not like busting up 200 plus crit damage and stuff like that, because he has a job to do and he needs to be able to stay alive long enough to do that job. And his job is basically all about his A1, which he increases the duration of all debuffs by 1 turn. Okay, and it's a 3-time attack, so he hits one enemy 3 times. Each hit has once you book it out, 50% chance of increasing duration of all debuffs, and that's why Vizier is such a clan boss. Okay, so I went with crit rate gauntlets, defense percent chest piece, defense on the ring, crit damage on the amulet, defense on the banner. Now, if you could get more accuracy out of the build by getting the substats, which I was able to here, I was able to there, I was able to there, and I was able to there. Now all that accuracy built up to 224. Also, my Great Hall helps with that. So if you have a Great Hall that doesn't have any accuracy points to it, I recommend you fix that. Your Great Hall needs to have accuracy. Getting back to the build, my third person in my rotation is Rosin. So Rosin is at 179 speed with 86% crit rate, 217% crit damage, 3,600 attack or 3,600 defense, sorry, and 229 accuracy. And the reason why I bring Rosin in is for this move right here: decrease defense and weaken on a single target, and also his Bone Sword attacks one enemy 3 times. And when you pair that with the mastery of Giant Slayer, he has a chance to proc even more damage with that A1. And Rosin is also a clan boss. The other 2 people I have in my composition are Mausoleum Mage. Mausoleum Mage defense 3414, 177 speed. That's pretty much all you need Mausoleum Mage for, is this right here. He really doesn't do any debuffs against the clan boss, and that's kind of where I use him the most, is against clan boss. So his A1 has a decreased speed. That doesn't affect the clan boss. Decreased speed or decreased turn meter does not affect the clan boss. What I have him in here for is mostly this: the Might of Death, the Undeath, increased crit rate, increased defense, and block debuffs on a 3-turn cooldown when you book it out. And everything goes on for 2 turns except for the block debuffs. It's only for 1 turn. So I have him going. He's 4th in my rotation. And lastly, I have Skull Crusher. Skull Crusher skills are basic. He has a smash. He hits hard. He puts a counter on people and an unkillable on himself. These are his stats: 3721, 177 speed, 84 crit rate, 188 crit damage. Now, you notice that Mausoleum Mage and Skull Crusher have the exact same speed. But that's okay. You put them in the right order, and my Mausoleum Mage will go before Skull Crusher, which I want to happen because I need block debuffs out there for my lead guy. And if you don't know, Clan Boss will ignore certain people if they have increased defense or counter, something like that. He typically targets people with high HP or low and low defense, sorry, on his A1. However, if everybody across the board has increased defense or everybody across the board has counter, he's going to target the lead person on your team. If only one person does not have counter, like a Skull Crusher, he puts it on all his allies except himself, and increased defense isn't on there, he's going to hit Skull Crusher right off the bat. Um, so that's just something to think about. So I'll show you the setup on the Clan Boss team and why they have their certain order and why I place them in these orders. So this is the setup. Again, Altan with his aura, allied defense in all battles is increased by 33%. That's huge for these three guys right here because they're all defense-based champions. It's also good for these two here, even though they're attack-based champions, but they gain the benefit of increasing their defense by 33%, which is huge. So I'll go ahead and get this started so you guys can check out my turn order, and I'll pause it, and when it gets to the end, I'll come back in the video. So first thing I'm going to do is add my decreased attack on. So Vizier puts, block buffs, heal reduction, and decreased attack. That's okay. I don't have any poisoners or HP burns in this composition. This is all out damage. We're going to do decreased defense and weaken. We're going to slam this with and increase our defense. Okay, Mausoleum Mage, don't use any of his skills right now. He's just going to do his A1. And then Skull Crusher puts his counter on. Then the Clan Boss goes. So you see what happened there. I do all my stuff first, then Clan Boss goes because all my guys are above that 170 speed marker. We're going to do A1, increase debuff duration. You see that? Okay, Rosalind's A1. And then Altan A1. Mausoleum Mage A1 again. Skull Crusher A1. Clan Boss goes. And we counter. And then we move again. I'm still trying to increase this duration. I want these three buffs here mainly to be on the entire time of the fight. That means I do more damage and he does less damage. Okay, A1 again. Now I launch my increased crit rate, increased defense, and block debuffs. Okay, Skull Crusher goes. Now remember what I said about ignoring people with increased defense. The Clan Boss will then target the lead champion. There you go. Block debuffs. Clan Boss doesn't care about that. He's trying to one-shot somebody. So if everybody has increased defense, he's going to go for the lead guy. So again, we're going to try to increase. We missed it there. That's accuracy for you. And we're going to do a big hit. We're going to do his A1 because everybody still has increased defense. And then we're going to hit auto. So that's the team. That's how I set it up so that it's basically a 1-for-1 ratio. I go, Clan Boss goes. I go, Clan Boss goes. I think it's the simplest way to explain Clan Boss turn, stuff like that. One other thing I want to point out before I stop talking here is about counters. Now, counters are great because it gives you more damage each time the Clan Boss goes. However, if you didn't know, when you attack with a counter on, like somebody hits you and you counter them, you're doing, I think it's 15% less damage than you normally would do. And I'll show you an example of what I'm talking about here after this buff here. Look at Rosin's counter hits. 30, 34, 38, right? Speed it back up. Now watch his normal attack. 43, 43, 47. So the counter brings down your damage, but you still get the benefit of hitting more often. Okay, so counter is an exceptional buff for your team against the Clan Boss because you get to just push up your damage. Now, if you can combine a counter attack with an ally attacker, like Catacomb Counselor, Fracking the Fat, any of those guys that do ally attack damage, you bring along with a counter person, and you're just doing tons and tons of damage. So that's what I wanted to show you guys today. I will pause this or skip the majority of this battle so you don't have to sit here and watch it, and I'll come back in when it's close to being done. Okay guys, we're back on. This is towards the end of the run, and I just wanted to show you what I'm talking about on why decreased attack is so important. So you're gonna see when the Clan Boss goes how much damage he does right here on the slam. 20k across the board. That's because I have Ally Protect on, they have increased defense on, and he has decreased attack on. And you see that, even someone like Skull Crusher with increased defense and the aura that Altan brings, you know, he got almost taken out. Okay, so that's something to think about. Um, Now, right there, he went for Mausoleum Mage, and you're asking, but Grumpy, you told me that at the beginning of the video, at the beginning of the battle, that he's going to go for the lead. That's true. However, because Mausoleum Mage health was down enough, he was the weaker target. Because they both had increased defense, the clan boss noticed that, hey, this guy's weaker, I'm going to take him out, and that's what he did. So it's still late enough in the fight where I got all my damage output. This is basically a one key. This is with no HP burn, no poison. This is straight up decrease defense, weaken, decrease attack, increase our defense. You know, three of my champions in this battle are defense-based champions, so they last a long time, and it's about keeping everybody alive. So everybody's putting life steal. That way they can sustain themselves and keep going later in the fight. So as you can see, Rosin did 13.9, Altan 13.3, Vizier did 7.9, and then Mausoleum Mage 3.7, and Skull Crusher with a 4.7. So that's the clan boss, guys. That's kind of a breakdown on the 1-to-1 ratio there. One other thing I wanted to show you guys real quick was about the counter, like I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to show you this, which basically is, all the list of buffs and debuffs that Raid has. And you can see here, counterattack. When attacked, the champion with this buff strikes back at their attacker using their default skill. This we know. This attack deals 75% of the normal default skill damage. So again, like I was saying, like counter is great, and it gives you an ability to, and against the clan boss especially, to give out more damage and to up your numbers, because all you're trying to do is get that one key, whatever boss you're on, whether it's normal all the way up to Ultra Nightmare. You're trying to get that one key desperately, so as much damage as you can find, and counter helps with that ability. But again, counter only deals 75% of the normal damage, and then I showed you that as well when I was just showing Rosin. So something to think about there, guys. And that's pretty much it for me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. One more time, shout out to Hell Hades and Deadwood Jedi for their amazing sites, their amazing contribution to the raid community. Thank you guys so much for their example. And I hope you guys, enjoy this video. Like and subscribe. This is Grumpy Old Bear, signing off.